Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy, guys.
In the wild world of mixed martial arts, words can be as powerful as fists, and trash talk is just a part of the game now. Although many fighters make an effort to engage in trash talk, it's safe to say that some are better than others, creating the most unforgettable moments in MMA history.
Who gives a The Irish are back! We've taken back control of New York City!
Now, without further ado, here are 10 moments when trash talking backfired in MMA. Khabib versus McGregor. No story is as crazy as Khabib versus McGregor. This one was more than just fighting. It became the biggest human rivalry maybe ever within the sport. Their showdown in 2018 built up electrifying anticipation, as it was a collision between the undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov from Dagestan and the charismatic Irishman, Conor McGregor. Their clash ignited a blazing rivalry, sparking intense debates even on Twitter. But the game of words, or as we say, trash talk, was definitely dominated by McGregor. Things got even crazier off stage when McGregor, who was mad about Khabib's clash with his friend Artem Lobov, attacked Khabib's bus. The vibe was intense, but McGregor's win was just in the talking realm, because in the fourth round, Khabib's grappling stole the show, as he took McGregor down and locked in a rear naked choke that made McGregor tap. Usman versus Edwards 2. It was UFC 278. And the UFC welterweight championship belt was on the line, but the party began on the stage first. Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards had faced off before at UFC on Fox, Dos Anjos vs. Cowboy 2 in December 2015, with Usman winning by unanimous decision. Once again, it seemed like the outcome would go in Usman's favor, but as the headline bout unfolded, Kamaru Usman stood on the verge of defending his title, clearly dominating the scorecards as the final round approached. Leon Edwards had only managed to secure one round, with all judges unanimously favoring him in the first 5 minutes of the fight. But in his corner between rounds,
"You gotta get angry now, Leon. You're too down. Come on."
Leon's coaches motivated him with the most insane pep talk ever recorded. Usman eventually dominated the fight with his striking as he landed 189 total strikes, while Edwards was only able to connect with 64 significant strikes. However, Edwards just needed one well-placed high kick to finish the fight, which came in the 5th round.
Leon, what did it feel like the moment you landed that kick?
Even Joe Rogan couldn't believe it, and his response to all his doubters was insane. Dominic Cruz versus Cody Garbrandt. Cruz stood out as the division's best, solidifying it with a historic win over TJ Dillashaw to reclaim his title. So when Cody Garbrandt, a rising contender, suddenly got a title shot without a top 5 victory, Cruz thought it would be a piece of cake. But as we all know, you must prove it in the actual fight. So when the crucial moment arrived, it was Cody Garbrandt who got a piece of Cruz's cake, as he won the fight by unanimous decision. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Rose Namajunas. This bout was a clear case of a mismatch, appearing as both fighters belonged to different leagues. One can't fault Joanna for underestimating Rose's striking threat, given Joanna's elite Muay Thai background. Throughout fight week, Joanna consistently downplayed Rose's abilities to fight on the big stage. But when the fight started,
"I have a surprise for you guys. Don't blink tomorrow. Believe me, I put in such a great camp."
Joanna turned out to be exactly the opposite of what she claimed in her talks, as Rose finished her in the first round. And so she had happy tears on her face, forgetting all the bad stuff from those weeks leading up to the fight. Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. At that time, Costa, a promising and undefeated rising star.
Horrible fight. I was shame there to watch that fight. Adesanya is nothing. Adesanya is the most shameful.
Was evident in his verbal jabs to win the war of words. It was more than a fight. It was a heated grudge between the two, both ready to step into the octagon and go all out against each other. Unlike what everyone expected, the fight turned out differently. As the moment came for the cage doors to close and the actual fight to begin, Costa seemed like a completely different person from the confident, trash-talking fighter we saw before. He eventually lost via TKO in the 2nd round. The skinny guy didn't cry. Costa did. Alistair Overeem versus Antonio Silva. Major fights, such as the heavyweight clash between Alistair Overeem and Antonio Bigfoot Silva at UFC 156, are decided during extensive training camps long before the fight begins. Overeem's failure to properly ready himself both physically and mentally for a battle with a top-tier fighter like Silva cost him the chance to compete for a UFC title. Instead of taking the simpler path and reducing potential stress, Overeem consistently taunted and demeaned Bigfoot in almost every interview and press conference before their heated bout.
I'm better in every aspect. And I'm going to show that February 2nd in Vegas.
Bigfoot just wanted respect, but Overeem never thought about giving it. Overeem spent most of the first round going into clinches with his hands down, struggling to figure out his distance. The first mistake Overeem could make was dropping his hands, underestimating the tough striker with an 82-inch reach and hands like grizzly bear claws.
2, 3, 4, 5. He's out. Sensation.
Some fighters just feel unbeatable because of intense preparations. Others, like Overeem, made the mistake of believing they're untouchable because of their name and reputation. McGregor versus Diaz. McGregor had recently won the featherweight championship belt, just 3 months before his planned lightweight debut in the UFC. However, when his scheduled bout with the lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos fell through due to RDA's injury, Nate Diaz, always ready for a challenge, stepped up on short notice for the 170-pound clash. It turned into a southpaw showdown with no restrictions, a real unreserved and unfiltered event. The verbal exchanges were very entertaining, and when it comes down to wordplay, the Irish are hard to beat.
You guys, how close are you guys to each other right now? Like, could you reach out and swing at each other right now, Connor?
No, he's hiding somewhere. I don't know where the you still gotta walk balls.
We'll see. We'll see. See, come and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
I told you I'll put a hole in your face.
Yeah, right.
You'll be breathing out of your rest of your life.
Yeah, right.
They want you to give us a quick count to 10, both of you gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
Nate can only count to 5.
10.
However, on the night of the fight, Conor McGregor's self-assurance took a nosedive as Nate Diaz successfully survived the initial onslaught. Diaz took the early beat down and then capitalized on McGregor's fatigue, ultimately securing a second-round submission. Conor was riding high before the fight, feeling on top of the world, but he should have focused more on the game rather than his mouth. Justin Gaethje versus James Vick.
Fuck Justin, yeah, that's true. You win, Gaethje, yeah, of course I'm gonna win. I'm gonna knock him out. He ain't making it past 2 rounds. The way he fights, jump me, knockout, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, that dude's open for any strike I want to land. I think I can hit it.
James Vick had a pretty good time in the fight scene, but the fame clouded his thinking, leading to an excess of confidence that changed his fight style. He mocked Justin as if Justin was a total beginner, underestimating what his opponent could do. Vick was sure that his fighting skills would easily beat whatever Justin could bring.
When you talk, bro, so you're getting knocked out. No, I'm not going to stand like a retard and fight the way
you're going to run like a bitch.
But you are going to get slapped. You're going to get knocked out within 3 rounds.
Land something big and I'm going to knock him out.
And I wanted to ask Justin as well. I mean, you know, James has been in the media. He's been talking a little bit and had some things to say about you. I mean, you always bring it every time, no question about it. But I wonder if this is getting a little bit personal for you.
I didn't hear what the guy said.
You're welcome, James. Welcome to the big show.
Unfortunately, his confidence turned against him when Justin unleashed a very strong overhand punch, making Vick crash to the mat, knocking him out in the first round. This unexpected twist marked a great comeback for Gaethje, showing off one of the most impressive one-punch knockouts you're likely to ever see in the world of combat sports. Well, karma hit him bad. Why can't these big-mouth fighters work on their game first, rather than trying to impress the crowd? Ben Askren versus George Masvidal. This grudge match was the ultimate showdown, filled with intense verbal exchanges and speeches. Sometimes the animosity fades away after the fight, but not in this case. Askren was heavily into the trash-talking game against Masvidal, and it seemed like he had prepared well, explaining his confidence in the pre-fight banter.
UFC 239 will be full and utter domination by me.
How do you beat him?
Any way I want.
But how do you think?
I dominate him whole time.
Finish him?
Possibly. Can't guarantee that.
I don't understand where he's trying to go. He's trying to make every excuse why he doesn't have to fight me. You never heard him once say, put me against Askren, he's an easy fight, I'll kick his ass. He didn't say that.
I think he's going to puff his chest out, yell and scream and act like a madman and probably threaten me of some sort. And you know what I don't understand about the whole thing is, assigned to fight you in a cage, like there's a couple rules, but there's not a whole lot of rules.
But who would have predicted that Ben Askren would end up setting the world record? George Masvidal made an unforgettable statement in just 5 seconds. The experienced welterweight contender embedded his name in the UFC history books by scoring the fastest knockout against Askren. With a lightning-fast flying knee, Masvidal swiftly ended Ben's night as he attempted one of his signature takedowns. Eddie Alvarez vs. McGregor. When Eddie Alvarez got the chance to fight Conor McGregor, he brought a ton of experience with him. As a champ in both Bellator and the UFC before this, the Underground King was like a seasoned pro in every way. At least, that's what he thought when he signed up.
I came for an apology from him. I want an apology for saying my wife and kids.
Suck these big artist balls.
Hey, if he don't apologize, then I'm gonna make him beg. I'm gonna give you a chance to apologize. You apologize to me.
These big artist balls all in your face. Like a fucking is.
You were the easiest opponent that made the most money. That's the truth.
Come prove it.
But not if McGregor had anything to say about it. After McGregor landed his first punch, Eddie was quick to realize what he signed up for. He lost the fight via TKO in the second round, after McGregor knocked him down 3 times in the first round. When he did it again after 3 minutes into the second round and dived on him for a mean ground and pound, referee John McCarthy ended the fight, and Conor McGregor became the undisputed double champ of the UFC. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single upload. We'll see you guys in the next one.